Hello everyone. Last time we saw some basic loading criteria for aeration tank such as hydraulic retention time or your sludge age. So all these are used for the design of aeration tank. So here we'll see another way to formulate the equation for this sludge age and how can we calculate the volume of this aeration tank also using that. So that we'll see here. So this we are looking for completely mixed process, but it can also be used for plug flow system, but it gives conservative results in case of plug flow systems. So there are some basic assumptions involved in it. So let's see these assumptions. So first of all, the first assumption is that there are no microorganisms, no microorganisms in the influent. So whatever the, before this treatment here a sedimentation tank is provided, so we are assuming that whatever the flow is coming from this in this sedimentation tank, it does not contain any microorganisms. So it is not completely true, but it will give us conservative results because it will have some microorganisms whatever the sewage is coming, so that will also help us in the treatment. So it will just give the conservative results. Second one is that this system contains a settling unit. So the SST, that is secondary sedimentation tank, is always provided. Settling unit is there. So due to this settling unit, more assumptions are there. That is, we assume that waste utilization only happens in the reactor unit. So that is, the microorganism will only use the waste as a food only in this aeration tank, not in this secondary sedimentation tank. So that is that here also some, here also some activity will be going on, and some of the organic matter will be stabilized, but we are neglecting that. So that also gives us the conservative result, so there is no problem with that. And and so when we calculate the mean cell residence time, or as we call it, the sludge age residence time, theta c. So in that, the volume, what the volume we require, that we take as the volume of aeration tank. Aeration tank volume alone is used. So now we can go along with these assumptions. So here Q is your waste flow rate, and X is the microbial mass concentration in this aeration tank, and V is the volume of this aeration tank. QW is the wasted sludge per day. This is QW here. So Q minus QW is your effluent, and QR is the we can say the solids concentration in the return flow or in the wasted, because both will be same. So here it is QR plus QW, it is coming out from secondary sedimentation tank, and it has a concentration of XR for solids. So the same concentration will be there in the recycled flow, and same will be there in the wasted flow. Simply this is the, and this is just the continuity equation, that is QR plus QW into XR is equal to QR into XR plus QW into XR. That's why this is remaining same. So apart from that, Xc is the concentration of solids in the effluent. So now we can find out the sludge age. So for that we need some things. So first of all, sludge age, so that is given as mass of suspended solids in the system divided by mass of suspended solids leaving the system per day. This is the basic equation for sludge age, theta c as we call it. So we can calculate that. So first thing we need is mass of solids in system. So mass of solids in system is, we'll calculate just with the volume of the aeration tank, because that is the assumption we are making. So X is the concentration of solids here in the aeration tank, that is your MLSS, and V is the volume. So that will give you the mass, that is, for X the unit is milligram per liter, and for V it can be liter or meter cube. So that will give you mass. So V into X is your mass of solids in system, or in reactor we can write, that is your aeration tank. Second thing is mass of solids. Now we are trying to find out mass of solids leaving the system per day. So mass of solids leaving, I mean whatever are leaving are from two places. It can be possible from two places, that is from effluent and in the waste. These are the two places where the mass, I mean the solids are leaving. So that we are going to write. So mass of solids removed with the wasted sludge per day. So that would be how much? The flow of wasted sludge is QW, and the concentration of solids is XR, that we just saw here. So that is your mass of solids removed with the wasted sludge per day. So third will be mass of solids removed with effluent per day. That is equal to Q minus QW into XE. That is from here. So we can write down the equation for sludge is theta C is equal to Vx divided by, these two are the summation, I mean total mass of solids leaving the system per day, that is QW into XR plus Q minus QW into XE. So this is the basic equation for the calculation of sludge age, and if you know the sludge age, then we can find out the, I mean if you know the sludge age and MLSS concentration in the reactor as well as in this, I mean if we know in the recycled flow or in the effluent, so that we can calculate the volume of the reactor also. But normally if the process is working properly, then the mass of solids in effluent it is, that is Xe, is it is negligible. So we can, the value of XR will be much more than Xe, so we can put Xe as 0. So your theta C becomes Vx upon QW into XR. So this is how it can be calculated. So at least you should just understand what is happening here. Other than that, remembering the equation is, I mean, not very difficult if you have understood it very properly. So apart from that, this is one of the equations, and another equation is given by the reaction kinetics. That derivation is not important, so I have not shown. And so with the help of that, it is given by Lawrence and McCarthy. So using this, the solids concentration or MLSS can be calculated. So that is given as theta C upon theta y into S naught minus S divided by 1 plus KD into theta C. So what are all these terms here? Theta C is your sludge age, and theta is your hydraulic retention time, that is HRT. So, and Y here is growth yield coefficient, which is also defined as mass of cells formed divided by mass of organic matter consumed. Apart from that, S naught here is influent soluble BOD, and S is effluent soluble BOD, and what else is remaining? KD. So KD here is microorganisms decay coefficient per day. Microorganisms decay coefficient per day. So all this will be given to you, and using this we can calculate this value of MLSS, that is the solids concentration in the reactor. So S naught here is influent soluble BOD. So soluble BOD, I mean, it can be equal to total BOD or it may not be equal to total BOD, because total BOD will contain some suspended solids also. But when the sewage enters into the aeration tank, before that it is already settled in the primary sedimentation tank. So because of that, the suspended solids mostly are removed. So whatever the BOD is there, it is almost equal to the soluble BOD. So S naught is simply equal to the influent BOD. But in case of effluent, that is, let's say Y naught is your effluent BOD. So effluent BOD is due to both the things, that is your biological cells and soluble BOD. These two things are contributing at the effluent point, that is after this secondary sedimentation tank. When this effluent is taken, so some biological cells are there and obviously some soluble BOD is there. So if in this formula we require the value of S, so that is given as effluent BOD, that is Y naught, and that we take as BOD 5. Effluent BOD minus this BOD due to these biological cells. So for that, empirical formula is given, that is 0.3 into suspended solids, that is your effluent suspended solids. So that way this equation can be applied